People, good afternoon, good morning. YouTube, Facebook, 100% full throttle, Instagram, Black Friday Enterprises, Management and Development LLC, Investors Unlimited. Yeah, that's how we doing it. What's going on, people? It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. I'm so glad the weather is changing. I am so glad the weather is changing. I've been waiting months for this day. Well, today I wanted to talk about knowing your value in recovery. Knowing your value. You know, for a long time I didn't understand that. Now I heard that, in passing over the years, people saying it sounded cute, but not until I went through the experience of my last divorce did I really understand what that meant. And I had to have somebody actually point it out to me and explain it to me. And what I learned was that for years, I had been doing myself a disservice. For years. And I had been devaluing my own worth through other people's BS. Because people have a tendency, that's why I share, you got to be mindful of the people you allow to get in your ear. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's unintentional. But irregardless of which one it is, you still have to be mindful of the people you let in your ear. It's just that simple. And I found that out the hard way. Because over the years, man, I've been listening to people and, listening to, their philosophies on life and kind of rating myself to what other people's opinions of success and not success and failure and all of that shit, what it was, and not until I went inside. I mean inside. Pain will make you do that, man. When you hurting, not understanding, some stuff, trying to seek, advice and knowledge. Trying to ease the pain, you'll start to go deep searching for those answers. And that's what happened to me as I was going through the divorce process, and, as I said before, I owe a lot to, the man that worked closely with me and works with me to this day, who is actually a good friend of mine. Beyond just being my therapist, he's my friend. He showed me, the value in my life. I wasn't just, you know, some Joe Schmo, you know, dude. You know, I was a good brother. A good brother. I had exceptional standards. I had exceptional qualities. I had a very deep philosophy when it comes to my understanding of God. I'm very intuitive. I'm very intelligent. I'm a vicious hustler, vicious grinder, vicious earner. You know, I'm a provider. You know, in some cases I can be an enabler. I'm a nurturer. You know, and many more. You know, the list goes on and on. But just to, you know, name a few to you guys, you know, I had to understand, you know, my value. You know, because we tend to look at things through material eyes. You know, we size people up for the car they drive, the clothes they wear, the jewelry they have on, the house they live in, the job they have, you know, the money they flash. You know, we size people up like that, you know, but your value is so much deeper than materialism. Your volume is the core of who you are. It's your aura. It's your essence. So, you know, after, you know, going deep, I really started to see that all that I was going through in that marriage wasn't worth it. I was really selling myself short. Not to say that she wasn't worth it, because, you know, I believe wholeheartedly that she was. But she didn't want the same things that I wanted. Her essence and my essence didn't line up together. You know, she had, or, you know, she was comfortable with who she was, where she was, and not trying to elevate herself, you know, in any way other than I guess the society norms. You know, the things that say you know, you okay. You know, I've always, that's probably, you know, a part of why I struggle with my addiction, is because I'm always testing my boundaries, always testing my limitations, always testing my resolve. You know, I'm always searching to see where my limitations stand. You know, that has its good points and it has its bad points. You know, what I've learned today is that, you know, I don't test my limitations in areas that could possibly be harmful to me or could possibly take away from my value. You know, I strengthen the areas of my life that bring value to me, and embrace those. you know, and the ones that are destructive or don't mean me any good, I stay away from. So, you know, that was my learning process. You know, that's what I had to, you know, and I didn't understand any of this going in. You know, I was basically just flying blindly, you know, and it took for me to have to do some soul searching to understand this stuff. You know, some people, you know, are satisfied with, you know, who they are and never strive to be anything more or better than what they see in the mirror. That's never been me. I've always strived to be more. I've always been a risk taker. I've always been one that challenge the answer. You know, because our answers aren't just black and white. You know, I believe that. I believe that, you know, there's many different ways to look into things, and you have to be open to those various things to have a complete understanding of anything that you're trying to understand. So, you know, that was you know, where me and her differ, you know, and you know, she had her own struggles that she wasn't even willing to address, but was always willing to address mine. You know, and anybody else that had struggles, you know, she first, you know, tell somebody what they need to do and how they need to do it, but not being able to take your own advice. So, enough for her. You know, I had to understand that, you know, it wasn't her fault. It was my fault. You know, I didn't do my homework, you know, because had I, you know, looked at everything for what it was and not been in such a desperate situation to try to fix a gunshot wound with a Band-Aid, I would have been able to evaluate the relationship better, and I probably wouldn't have invested so much into it that I did, and I wouldn't have found myself in the position that I was in, because there was no need for me to be in that position. You know, point example, relationship I'm in now. You know, because I've taken the position that I've taken, our relationship is beautiful. You know, it's actually beautiful. And, you know, it's because, you know, I'm not so quick to always, you know, bend to, you know, her will, you know, and I challenge a lot of the things that are presented to me, you know, and I evaluate the situation before I, you know, make a decision, you know. So, you know, I don't find myself in those situations that I say, damn, how I get here again, or why I do that, you know. So, you know, that's real important, you know. So, you know, all of this stuff is predicated because of a need to not make the same mistake again. and I just refuse, man, to go backwards. Relationship I'm in today is a very healthy relationship. You know, and she's a very, very, very beautiful person, internally as externally. You know, she is really a beautiful woman, man, and I'm truly blessed and lucky to have her in my life. And I know she feels the same way. I know she feels the same way. And that's major. You know, when you devalue yourself, man, it affects you in ways that you couldn't imagine. Your spirit can be so broken that uh, your body will literally stop functioning in a manner in which it's accustomed to functioning. I found that out. My spirit was so broken, that it had affected my performance in the bed. Um, I was, I was broken, man. I was broken. And soon as, things changed in my life, things got better all the way around. I mean, all the way around. And that's because I understood my value. I was no longer accepting anything. I was no longer taking anything. I was no longer, substituting, justifying any of that stuff that we do. Damn, here comes the cop. Let me get over. Any of that stuff that we do when we're in denial of our situation. So, understand your value, people. That's primarily that's my message. Understand your value. Don't shortchange yourself in any relationship, not just intimate relationships, but any relationship that you are doing or bringing more to the table than the other person that you're in the relationship with. Business, friendships, whatever, even friendship. I saw how I was the one that always gave more in the relationship. When I was, I would plan all the trips. I would, book all the reservations. I was doing this. I was doing, all they did was had to give me their money. Then when I said, yo, you do it. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Well, why the fuck don't you? I didn't know how to do it either till I did it. Just, business relationships. You know what I mean? I'm putting, more time into the building than the other person. More money into than the other person. Getting the people in. The other person ain't doing nothing but reaping the rewards. Along for the ride. Shit, if you want to be along for the ride, nigga, let's go to fucking Great Adventures, buy a motherfucking ticket, and you can get on all the rides you want, all motherfucking day long, for free. Well, not for free, but you can get on all of them. You ain't got to worry about it. But not on this motherfucking ride. You got to pay your way. So, you got to understand your value, people. Understand and know your value, your worth. You are definitely worth more than anybody can put a price on. There is no, my value is unlimited because I'm an unlimited type of dude. I have no limitations to things that I can do, the genius I can come up with, the the measures that I'm willing to go to, you know, to make sure that my family is okay, that I'm okay. You know, it's unlimited. My value is unlimited. And that's how you should, you know, you have to approach life. So, if anybody agrees, disagrees, subscribe, like, dislike, comment. As I grow, we grow. You know, I'm trying to go global. So, I'm out, y'all. Peace.